2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Nawashai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwach that are listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom. This is your brother MALCHAAMAH from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And I think I'm going to start trying to do a weekly, not daily, but maybe a weekly series called the TikTok Corner, where I just play these little short TikTok clips and then align them with the scriptures, with the prophecies. There's so much information coming out, and we truly are in the last moments of the last days. So we're gonna start with this this video right here. Okay. Actually, we'll probably just play them both back to back. So here we go.
So let me get this straight. Netflix is going broke. Disney is going broke. CNN Plus just got canceled, and Musk just took over Twitter. And now you no longer have to wear face masks on public transportation. And you still think nothing is happening? Wait till you see what happens next. It's going to be a doozy. So
and we've been telling you that, because I'm going to touch on some destruction of more food supplies, and being that the world has about a 90-day food supply. I also saw a video yesterday. I would profile it, but I can't remember who sent it to me, and I got a lot of subscribers on TikTok. But basically, it was breaking down how this guy was checking the radar and the tracking of the ships, and he was explaining how the ships that leave the east, leave China to come to America bringing supplies and things like that, are usually minutes apart, like maybe 30-20 minutes apart, as they come over by the hundreds. It's only 2, and they're 15 hours apart. So they were 400 light kilometers away from each other. So, something, that's why I read the scriptures that I read, right? Because not only do you have these crazy weather patterns, you have the uproars of the people around the world, you have the wars and the rumors of wars, all sorts of political unrest, and then you have social unrest between the races. It's just so much going on, which prophesied to happen in the last days, man. And then so much evil being propagated. All right, so much. And I was just speaking as a man, thinking that, and it looks like I could be right, that after July the 4th, because I know that's the biggest money holiday for the whole summer, as far as movie releases and parties and and different celebrations. 4th of July is a big, is a big deal here in Babylon, and I assume that. And now they're already talking about new variants, more plagues. You got these weird bugs that are around America. That the guy, and I'm gonna see if I can find that and play a short clip on that. And but nevertheless, the way it's looking, the food supply is going to completely run out either by the late midsummer or toward the end of the summer. So we could be in absolute chaos. All right. The Israelis have dropped the dollar, and other European countries have dropped the dollar, and Putin has threatened to cut people off, allies to America, from their oil if they were to push forward with these sanctions. And it's a big mess, man. But let's continue. Let us continue.
If the Cajuns of Call weren't statistically getting abortions at higher rates than minorities, this wouldn't be an issue. John, I hear that.
One more.
If the Cajuns of Call weren't statistically getting abortions at higher rates than minorities, this wouldn't be an issue. John, I hear that.
And again.
If the Cajuns of Call weren't statistically getting abortions at higher rates than minorities, this wouldn't be an issue.
One more.
John, I hear that. If the Cajuns of Call weren't statistically...
Now, notice that. That's going to be my new thing right there. If the Cajuns of Call weren't statistically getting abortions at a higher rate than minorities, it wouldn't be an issue. And that's distraction news. This whole argument about that. But you have to think about it, man. They're already the minority. And that's the real reason why these Democrats and stuff are uproars about saving the babies. They don't give a damn about children. All right. Don't think that child support is for the state. It tells you, and as a matter of fact, there's no such thing as child support. That's committing a serious fraud. All right. When you look into someone's going to open their mouth and say something stupid and haven't done any research, but you will find out that it even says in their own bylaws that Title 4D, which is a true name of child support, was set up to fund the state treasury. It was never intended for the welfare, the benefit of the child. All right. At all. They don't care about children. If they cared about children, they wouldn't spray all this stuff in the air and put all this stuff in their foods and put all this stuff in their bodies that has been proven to mess with their minds and their growth and their development. All right. So, these people don't care about children, and they wouldn't be sacrificing them and doing all the other things that they do to them. But they play to the emotions of the unlearned and the sleep, and the children, the babies. No, adrenochrome. That's what they're worried about. All right. But let's.
And the reason that's important is that the American people have no idea, really no idea, about the immensity of the threat in space. And I've made this comment in a classified setting that I wish the American people could be present in this room. Not this room, but the skiff. Because our adversaries know what they are doing. We know what they are doing.
So the adversaries here, he's referring to what the world ignorantly calls UFOs or IFOs. All right. And those are the chariots of Israel. That is the Lord's air force. And guess what? The elect down here on earth are the Lord's ground forces. And what has Esau so shook is the fact that he knows that once the chariots come, the ground forces will be activated. Meaning what? Then they will be changed. They're going to get lifted up. So let's go into some scriptures to substantiate some of that, and then I'm gonna come revisit this video and play it again. But let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, because this kind of covers both subjects, both the Air Force of the air support of Yahweh and his ground forces, his armies, the Lord of Sabaoth, all right, which are the armies of Israel, which are here on earth in captivity and in a worm-like state, but they're going to be made immortal lions in a minute, all right? But this is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, and it reads, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for." So number one, the chariots show up and start beaming up. Scotty, bring me up and beam me up. And Scott, by the way, means black. Swarthy. Just like the Scotland means land of the blacks. All right, swarthy. Just, so Scotty beamed me up. They knew what they were doing when they did that. Okay, now let's go to 1 Corinthians. And this is all being done through the Spirit, unplanned, unsolicited, all through the Spirit. 1 Corinthians 15. Yeah, 51, and it reads, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep. All right, not all of us are going to die. Okay, because some of us are going to be martyred. All right, and some of us are going to be lifted. And those that are martyred are going to be lifted up. And whew, it's not going to be, you're not going to be happy with them when you see them again, those that you do slaughter. But it says, but the slaughtering of them is what's going to set these events off. All right, because once everybody is forced to take that when they start forcing people to take that engineered technical upgrade against their will so they can buy and sell, that's what's going to set it off. All right, and because it says how some of the elect will be martyred, will be beheaded. The scripture says he saw the spirits of those who were beheaded for his name's sake. All right, but it says 1 Corinthians 15 and 51, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall all be changed. So those who get martyred are going to get lifted up, and then we all shall be changed. All right. For this incorruptible must put on the incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So we're going to be incorruptible, perfect in the law. We won't have to go to the scriptures and open up the Bible to read and search and find a scripture and remember the scripture. We won't have to do that anymore because it's going to be within our inward parts. And we're going to be made perfect. So we'll never sin again. Therefore, we will never fall again. And our kingdom will be one that is everlasting forever and ever and even forever. All right. And it says, so when this corruptible have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall it be brought to pass, saying that it is written, death is swallowed up in victory. All right. So, and that's exactly what's going to happen, because we were meant to be immortal in the first place. But through the sin of a woman, through the sin of Eve, we all died. All right. And we all die now as a result of that sin. Okay. So let's go back to, this is why the strangers of their salvation is going to mess them up so in the head. All right. So back to Wisdom of Solomon 5, and I'm going to start at verse 2 again. And it says, and when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, because the chariots are going to come for the elect, and the elect are going to be made immortal. Then you're going to have your real X-Men, your real Avengers, your real Justice League, and all that sort of thing. Then you're going to see people, the Israelites doing things that you put in your movies. Greater than, you're going to see Brightburns all over the place. Greater than Superman, men flying up and getting in the pathway of planes, and vocab Heyman, no precepts Malone, made fun of a brother because he said he's going to be throwing tanks like the Hawk. Yeah, well, they will. All right. And because Isaiah 54:17 must and will come to pass. And that's 54:17. And it reads, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise up against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. So our righteousness is of Yahweh. So every video you deleted, every member of the elect, not only we're gonna get vengeance for the elect, we're gonna even get vengeance for the 2/3, because they're still Israelites. The Lord is like that. The Lord will allow Esau to put his hand on Jake, and there's punishment to Jake. But then the Lord will still turn around and punish you for putting your hands on Jake. Because why? That's still the apple of his eye. See, his ways are higher than your ways. And it was right at the 144 mark when I said that. I looked up and saw it. But let's go back to this video. And we'll end it there. Because I got a ton of videos. So I'm going to start it at the beginning and let it play out. So here we go.
And the reason that's important is that the American people have no idea.
Oh, by the way, I was on a survival video, and before it came on, this gas mask popped up. Because that's what the time is in. They're, urban survival. All right, a Mike Force podcast was what I was about to play. And why? Because people are going to be trying to survive out here. So everything that I've said is leading up to this time where people are going to be trying to find things like that. And this one is kind of cool too, because it's even got the camel thing, so you can hook it up to the mask without taking it off to drink. All right, and it also goes to show you if a mask is useless if it doesn't cover your eyes and ears as well. See, because if you're wearing a mask with just your nose and mouth covered, your eyes and ears are portals and openings, and so to be protected for anything that's airborne, you need a mask like this.
No idea about the immensity of the threat in space. And I've made this comment in a classified setting that I wish the American people could be present in this room. Not this room, but the skiff. Because our adversaries know what they are doing. We know what they are doing. They know we know what they are doing. But the American people have no idea.
They don't. And they scoff and laugh and make fun.
This discussion and debate will have...
But this room full of elites, they're nervous because they know and understand. Senator Richard Blumenthal, all right, he's a small hatter, and he knows his time is up, and he's afraid. And the rest of you, if you knew any better, if you weren't so stupid, you'd be afraid too.
Very little interest in the American public that's carried on in a level of, forgive me, bureaucratic language that most Americans would have trouble seeing an immediacy in their daily lives. But if they were privy to what we hear, and you know it much better than we do because you live it, I think they'd be pretty alarmed. This is not by way of criticism of you because you're living with the strictures of what is classified and not, but I think we have a real obligation to explain to the American people why space is a domain that matters, why the threats there are real and urgent, why they are growing in importance.
Look at them.
I think we all agree here that
this is a solemn assembly of fear of the Edomites. All right? There's a solemn assembly of fear because Yahushua is coming, and he will be glorified. He is not coming to greet them. He said when he comes back this time, he's not going to greet them as a man, but an angelic power. So we're talking about something that's far beyond Thanos, that's far beyond Dark Side or whatever his name is, that is far beyond Apocalypse. All right? What Yahushua is coming with all glory and power, and he will get his vengeance. He has a vendetta against Esau, Edom, and the heathen, especially Esau, Edom, and he's coming to complete it. All right? Read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Nawashai Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash Wa Abba Babal Kwam Yasarala Shalom.